you were settled like radio. You got a contest.
Dylan Sampson here.
So what's it been like? I know it's only been, day or so that you've actually, been actually in the building and everything. What's it been like? Can you describe the process so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot just coming in. I mean, since I got here, we just been going, but opportunity of a lifetime. All the players I met being so welcoming, meeting all the coaches and everybody. So, I'm just looking forward to get settled and getting my footing down.
I know you talked about you're excited to play with Quinchon and share that backfield. What's the early relationship been like with him?
Yeah, no, it's been good. You could tell we're going to be able to push each other. I mean, as well as the older guys in the room, going to be able to learn a lot from each other, and I'm ready to just learn some more ball. But, me and Quinchon, I could tell we'll have a good relationship, and, we kind of see eye to eye on a lot of things. So glad to, be in the backfield with him and the other guys that's there right now.
So did you guys not know each other at all before in college, or did you have a familiarity with him?
I definitely knew of him just because he played in the SEC. And obviously Ohio State, and then we got a chance to talk a little bit at the Combine. But we were kind of all to ourselves at the Combine, but really got a chance to really talk to him now that we're here, and, really seeing sides of him that I didn't see before. So, it's good to, get to know him.
What do you think the two of you together can do for this Browns backfield?
Yeah, if we go out here and handle business throughout training camp, and there's also some guys who've been here, so it's a competition all over. But I think this is like the blueprint of the league, the best way it works with running backs. It's a long season, so you want as many people as you can to go in there and split reps and, do good for the team, that keeps everybody fresh. You see it all across the league, and I think we have an opportunity to do that here.
And then how would you describe yourself as a running back?
Yeah, I just feel like I'm a dynamic runner with a strong, mentality when I approach the field. I take every day like it's my last day. I give my all for my teammates, myself, and everything I've been through before this, So any days I'm struggling, I always remember my why. And I have the ability to do a lot of things, which I'm hoping to showcase here and get better here, route running, catching, maybe some extended running plays, but just looking forward to the opportunity.
As you take the field for the first time today, just what are your expectations as you begin this process now, going from college to being a rookie in the National Football League?
Yeah, I think it's just finding my process, and the main thing for me right now is just making sure I understand the playbook. If you don't understand the playbook, you have no shot. So, whatever I can do, study with quarterbacks, study with, other running backs in the room, just to make sure I'm familiar with it, walk through it, because you want to be out here confident. And that's what I want to do each day is take strides, improve a little part of my game, ultimate until I actually get a chance to work on the football side of it in training camp for real.
Dylan, what's the message that coaches have given you guys to what they expect this weekend?
Yeah, man, the message is clear, don't be scared to go out there and mess up. This is our opportunity, and we have to take advantage of a full opportunity, because we got to make the team. Everybody that's here right now still hasn't made the team. Rosters are going to get limited and cut, and it's our job to make the team and find a role. And this is the first step for us. There's already vets here, and that's already a disadvantage. So just go out there every time we put out cleats on the grass and just give our best and take advantage of this opportunity.
Dylan, did you get to know Jimmy Hasslam at all while you were at Tennessee? And if so, what was that relationship like? And then have you seen him around here yet?
Yeah, the Hasslam family, they would come to practice. Somebody would take him on a golf cart, and I would talk to him really much every day. Every Wednesday he came, it was like a little routine. We would be doing kickoff. I catch jugs. I walk over there. I go talk to him. He'll be like, "Do you remember Coach General Nealon? His favorite player was Gene McNever, and you broke his record." He was like, so think about that. But, it was nice, getting a chance and really full circle. Coach Heupel told me, the talks and communications they had. So, it really just shows you, how you treat people and how you go about your life. It'll come back.
Dylan, you mentioned remembering your why. What is that for you?
Yeah, my first why is my faith, really. I think we all have certain, talents that we're, gifted with, and the profession that we choose to go in, we have to find a way to affect change positively, and I'm ready to do that any way I can in this organization, on this team, in this, in this city, in this country, Our outreach can't be stopped, thanks to y'all. We're put on a national platform, and I'm trying to make the most positive light of that possible, and also just the people who came before me, like people like my grandfather, who's not here to witness a lot of things that I know he would have loved to see, and a lot of people who are close to me who just aren't here. So, yeah, that's my why.
Did you return kicks at Tennessee?
Yes, I did.
Dylan, what has Deuce Staley been like working with so far, and advice that he's given you even in these first couple of days?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a passionate coach. I can tell he loves the game of football, but definitely a coach that, you got to accept, and he's going to push and challenge us to be our best. And, I'm ready for that because I'm ready to give my best and grow to, greater heights.
Hey, Dylan, I was talking to your running backs coach, and he talked about your vision, and that's what he thinks separates you. Do you agree that that's one of your strengths, and why is that so good for you?
Yeah, I do think it's one of my strengths, and then I'm hoping something I could develop here, running some more outside zone plays and stuff like that. But I just think it's, to me, watching certain players over the years and really just understanding that the game is about feel, and watching film. Yeah.
What was your reaction when the Browns took Shadur? And what are these early interactions with him been like?
Yeah, man, I can tell real humble. It was crazy because he got drafted after me, and we was kind of like saying, I bet, like, watch they end up taking Shadur. And it happened. So, I really just feel like it's a competition everywhere, Dylan Gabriel's a good quarterback. It's good to have, rookies, together because we're working for the same thing, pushing each other at the same time. So, like, it's competition and we're not alone in this.
How do you feel like the scheme you're coming into fits your running style?
Yeah, I feel like I have the ability to run in a lot of different schemes, whether that's inside zone, outside zone, just having that feel as a running back. And I take pride in just working on the details. So I'm ready for that, and I'm really ready for, I think this coaching staff really wants me to be able to play out in space and do things like that. So I'm looking to showcase that and work on that.
How did the grind of playing in the SEC, where it was every week, prepare you for what you're going to face in the NFL?
Yeah, man, I talked to so many, VFLs or just vets in general, or people playing the SEC, and like, man, they just tell me like it's the closest that it gets, and it really prepares you, And I tell a lot of people that, this league it gives no grace, even, some of the teams who are considered bottom SEC teams, if you don't bring your A game, like, you're not beating them, And you feel every single game of an SEC schedule. You got to play all 4 quarters no matter who you playing. So I think it just, you got to develop a dog mentality, or you won't last.
Tommy was catching a ball out of the backfield. Where do you feel like your game's at?
Man, I feel very confident in that. Something that I wasn't able to showcase a lot at Tennessee, but I feel like I was able to showcase what could be at like my pro days and at the combine. Anytime I could run routes, I ran routes, and I'm going to be looking forward to getting advice from, receivers here. They have great receivers here. Obviously, I played with Cedric Tillman, so there's a relationship there. But, yeah, I'm looking to be as versatile as I can.
Tommy was at Alabama. You've been in your second year at Tennessee. Did he mention anything about, that time, what he saw? Because, you guys obviously play Alabama every year. Did he mention anything about, seeing you at that time and in kind of, his recollections of that?
Who you talking about?
Tommy Reese.
Nah, we didn't talk about that yet. But I know there's a lot of Bama people here. So, I probably we'll get around to talk about that and stuff.
How eager were you to get that lead back role last year after, coming off the bench the previous 2 years?
Yeah, I think, it's something you're not seeing too much, in college football. Some people leave for, like, good reasons, and some people just chase money. But, that has nothing to do with me. I felt like that the things I did my freshman and sophomore year playing behind Jay Wright and Jabari, I learned a lot. My sophomore year I was able to gain trust, really play as the RB1 in some games, in certain situations. So, it was my first time starting since high school. So I was ready, and I have no problem because I don't have a lot of damage and miles to my body. Sharing time, you know, so I'm fresh, I'm young, and I got a lot of time to give.
And when you watch Kushan, how would you compare and contrast your styles? Do you think you're a lot different or similar?
I don't think we're as different as people think, you know. I think he has a lot of explosive playability, definitely a bigger back, you know, but I see him able to, like, catch the ball. He's definitely been in a scheme where he's ran, like, those outside zone, inside zone plays. His vision is great. I think we compare in a lot of things, you know, but it's also that balance, you know, to where that we could complement each other at the same time.
I know you have some background connections with some guys like Quinshawn, but it's early here. Have you made any connections? Have you gravitated towards anybody, players, coaches, vets?
It's just been hard, you know, because the vets were in the building yesterday, but they were in and out. So I didn't get a chance to see Said, but I mean, yesterday I was able to get around the O-line. They was cooking crawfish, and I was like, wow, I just came from Louisiana. That's crazy. I felt like I brought it with me. But, you know, it just felt, you know, comfortable. You know, I said, like, I feel like I'm home now, and they was like, you are home, you know. So, you know, just to feel like it's a welcoming environment, you know, because, you know, people could be, you know, all type of ways. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to make all these, like, experiences.
You mentioned that relationship with Said. Just when you got drafted here, I guess, what went through your head about that? Did he reach out to you, and how welcoming was that knowing that you already knew somebody here walking in the first day?
Yeah, well, really after the combine, I was doing some more training before pro day, and I was training with Sid and a couple NFL guys, like a small group with a trainer I know. And it's my first time seeing Said in a while, you know, because Said's he's low-key, you know, and I respect that. But it was good to see Said, and we was just talking about the season. He was talking about his experience. He was like, it's crazy because teams that who you think you'll get drafted to, he's like, I got drafted by the Browns, and, like, I didn't even talk to them once, you know. But it was crazy we had that conversation because, I mean, I got a chance to have a formal meeting with this organization at the Combine, but really didn't talk to them since, you know. And so when I got that phone call and it was crazy, just a lot of things going on, you know. I was like, hey, just drafted Quinshawn. Oh, shoot, but it's a lot of opportunity, you know. But, yeah, I immediately thought of Said, though, and, you know, it's definitely a familiar face to have.
Do you think your physicality is underestimated because people talk about focus on your speed, the speed aspect of your game?
I think my physicality is underestimated just because I'm considered an undersized running back, not even because of my speed. You know, I don't think my highlights really showcase my true game, you know. I take pride in the 5 to 6, 7 yard runs that I'm able to, you know, make consistently what I was able to do in the SEC. You know, I'm looking to, you know, hit the ground running here and be able to, you know, do that, you know, still be able to break tackles efficiently. But that's the thing that keeps the chain moving, you know. I know everybody wants to see the explosive plays, but these are the plays that wear teams down, and then you get explosives in the third and fourth quarter. And, you know, sometimes you just got to be patient.